Hi, this is Slimedog,
Topo.
LegendaryJonk.
and today we're playing Pinball FX3 on the PS4, which is, without a doubt, my favorite pinball game on the PS4. And that probably sounds like pointless to a lot of people that are like, why would you play pinball on a console? But, dude, video pinball is really fun. Okay, first off, get off my back. You're not my mother. And two, well, actually, my mother who really likes pinball, so I guess that's not even
It's
bad.
already set. That's already set in stone. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of, she probably got me started on this stuff. But yeah, and two, it's actually a really great collection of pinball, and it does a really good job of bringing the social aspect of it, with kind of community tournaments and leaderboards and events and things like that. It's not just like static pinball tables, which is what you usually get. And I think probably the issue with pinball a lot of times is if it's just about the high score, there's only so much kind of replay you can get there. And because this has a lot of other things kind of built around it, like the tournaments and the leagues and things like that, you've got a lot of reason to keep coming back to tables that you've already played before. Now, to check out kind of the variety, go ahead and check out the single player. You can see a list of all the tables. Now, this is all of the tables that are available. The grayed out ones are ones that I haven't bought yet. The colored ones are the ones I have. You can download demos of any table too, which lets you play like the first few minutes of any of those. So, like you can see, I did like the demo for the universal tables there. I haven't actually bought them yet, but you can play them for a minute just to check them out. And all the colored ones are ones that I've actually purchased in some way, shape, or form. One of the cool things about this is if you were playing Pinball FX2 and you bought tables there, you can import your tables in Pinball FX3, or at least most of them. I'm still waiting for my Plants vs. Zombies table, guys.
Missplosion.
And Missplosion Van, and Street Fighter. But, yeah, anyway, talking to you, Zen Studios. But overall, they really do a great job with pinball. Like, out of all the pinball games I played on the PS4, they really nail the physics, they nail the look and feel, they nail the UI, and they really nail the community on this one. And whenever I hear there's like new tables about to drop, like the Williams collection that they just cinched up, which is going to be the first time we get actual conversions of real-world pinball tables, you know, I'm all excited. I can hardly wait. I'm looking forward to diving back into this. Zen tends to make more video pinball tables in the sense that there's props and toys that you wouldn't be able to physically reproduce in an actual table, but it's also the middle ground between this and sort of the more video pinball, where it has like just all boss fights and like level, you know, like crazy completely video game elements. So Jonk, if you want to grab a table, pick a table and just start playing whichever one you want.
War never changes.
Going with Fallout? Fallout's one of the 2, 3... I guess, yeah, Skyrim was a RPG one, too. Like, RPG-themed pinball tables that I've got here.
Oh, this one's RPG?
It is, a bit, yeah. Go ahead and do single player.
Classic or just...
Just single player, yeah.
Alright.
And, yeah, give it a shot. And it actually has RPG elements to it. You can, like,
Nice
you know...
graphics, by the way.
Yeah, right? Wow. It's all, you know, licensed by
It's
Bethesda.
legit, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, this is...
Right?
Yeah.
Like, for a pinball game, that's really cool.
All of them will have, well, all of them so far, I guess, have like little toy figures that move around and jump all over the board. But for the most part, it's still based on a physical board. So it's like maybe 90% reality and 10% video game stuff, as opposed to a game like Devil's Crush or the more video ones. So, but see, it's got character creation. You can make a random character. You can pick your special stats. You know, it gives you a lot of flexibility there. Looks like Hancock's your companion. I think you can even pick if you want a male or female wasteland traveler too.
Good with this one.
And
Alright.
yep. Controls are, yeah, you got your flipper buttons. Your launch is the stick, I think, the right stick. And oh no, that's okay. It was close
Ball
enough that you
saved.
get ball saved. So, yeah, there you go. Nice. It's progressive. All of the levels kind of are mission based. So you know you're increasing multipliers and hitting bumpers and doing various pinball related activities. but once you get into sort of the mission mode of each of them, it'll start up like a little submission, and there's generally like 6, 8, 10, however many per table that are different, and they'll have different animations, different goals, you know, light up effects and things like that. Also, another thing that, well, for me personally as a trophy hunter, kind of keeps me going back is a lot of these tables have, well, it has a broad variety of difficulties on the trophy. Some of them are just like, you played a game, here's your trophy. Other times it's, you have to like...
he's laughing at you. Look at that.
Oh my gosh. I think, oh my gosh, he's kind of awesome actually. He grows on you.
Yeah, I don't doubt.
Other times they're really, really difficult, and like if you want the trophy, you've got to keep coming back for ages.
Yeah, I remember some of you trying for one of them took a really long time to get the very specific.
Oh, it was maddening. Yeah, I think that was the one for the Avengers table.
Yeah.
And oh, that took me way forever to get. But I'm
not.
not.
Once you get it, it's like woohoo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm impressed with the physics of the tables because you can can grab the ball.
Yep.
You can play. You know, you can't. I don't think you can quite really tilt the machine, but you can still.
Oh, you can entirely tilt the machine.
Can you?
You've got a button. One of your sticks does tilting, and you can nudge it if it's kind of heading towards the drain. And if you nudge it, like you've got like 3 kind of warnings. It does like a little danger on the LED screen, and then a bigger danger, and then it just straight up tilts. So yeah.
That's really cool. I mean, it feels very.
Oh, nice. Looks like you're going to Vault 33. Now here's a mission, like we talked about. If you beat this mission, you get a bobblehead.
Oh, I get to pick.
Yeah, you can pick. You're at Vault 103 now. So you're looking for the intelligence bobblehead, and basically, oh yeah, he's like throwing stuff down. I think he'll like throw rock stuff all over the place too. But basically, wherever you see flashing green lights, that's what you're trying to hit. So like you want to get it up that ramp there that's like flashing.
Oh, there's dog meat. Valentine's hat.
Oh! Well, it gave you the trophy as sort of a consolation, even though you didn't beat the mission, but you still got the not the trophy, but the bobblehead.
That's so cool.
I think the trophy for this one is actually to get all the bobbleheads, and I have not gotten it, because it is difficult.
Yeah.
You see, that's
Nice.
But, I mean, obviously, you look at this table, it's 100% Fallout. Like, you know, if you're a big fan of the game, you're going to recognize all of the elements here.
Oh my god, look at it.
Yeah, it's got the factions. Yeah, right?
I love I like the portal table is super awesome.
Oh, yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Gladys and
yeah, it's got the voice of Gladys. It's just like ridiculing you the whole way through, and yeah.
Yeah, these tables are amazing.
Another thing it has to kind of give you more kind of lifespan to it is there are these modifiers that you can get. Little I think they call them wizards or something that they're like little stat bumps. That you can get by doing various things in the table. So, like, if you, like, every time you hit a bumper, like, if you hit enough bumpers, you'll increase the multiplier of bumpers overall. Or you'll increase the amount of score you get. You'll increase the amount of score that you get, like, at the, if you're in multiplayer mode, for instance. Or increase the amount of time you get to maintain a combo. There you go.
Level up and upgrade.
Nice.
There you go. Well, go ahead and try one more. I mean, a different game. A different table.
Alright, so it's
Portal?
Single player
You can do Portal if you want, if you're taking requests.
If you're taking requests. I'm requesting portal.
Let's say your first point back at the beginning of the video was who plays video pinball? My counter to that is who still plays pinball?
Well,
A lot.
I do. I guess
yeah.
that's probably true. Dude, actually, I'll see you at Free Play
thank
Florida, and we'll answer that question together.
Fair enough.
Pinball's awesome. I don't care. I love it.
No, I like pinball, but it's like you don't see people playing pinball as much anymore.
You really don't. It is a more limited genre, but this is definitely the top end of that genre. So.
Estás usando este software de traducción de forma incorrecta.
Oh my gosh, it's awesome. Their licensed tables, they really do a great job with licensees. You can tell there's like a whole lot of love put into
I guess
it.
we should show not just video game tables, but I mean,
Well, you don't have to. Their originals are really good too.
I wanted to. We could show an actual other table, but I'm just impressed with look, right?
Well, I've played a lot. Okay, I think out of the 37 tables that I've got and I've played through or played a fair amount with, I've found 2 that I didn't like. Okay, And maybe that's just me. Like, those two, like, I could have been, I just wasn't getting them. So, like, your hit to miss ratio on tables is really high here.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, your bumpers are yellow.
Yeah, I saw that. I
match
thought that
the
Yep.
portals. That's so cool. I mean, just the details on this.
There's a ton of detail.
And full. I mean, you could play it for this table for an hour and still not get a bunch of repeat stuff. I mean,
And God knows I have. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but see, it's fair in that, you know, it dumped you too fast, or you dropped right out of the bat, so it gives you a ball save.
Shot,
I hate
yeah.
that angle.
Most of the tables have at least one or two extra flippers. Most of them, like, there's a lot of like flips and loops and ramps, generally, but you know, each table is different, and some have more than others. So I think the tables themselves, the design of the tables, does a really great job of capturing usually whatever license that it goes after. So the portal one, like with this kind of split ramp up top, it really feels like kind of a crazy branching portal thing. And if you can get into mission mode, like each of the missions is based off a test chamber. So there'll be like little secondary tables, or like the Ratman table where you have to like find the Ratman on the walls.
When
Right.
it shoots the ball out, it shoots it through a portal.
Yeah. In fact, if you can land it, if you land it in the portal for the skill shot, then you get extra points.
Oh, here we go. Here comes
Oh, here we go, yeah.
advanced portal training.
This next test applies the
Oh my
principles of
gosh.
momentum.
So let's see who's coming up here.
Portals. If the
What
laws of
is-
physics
come
no
on.
longer apply in the future, God help you.
Okay, and see, Shell will run up there.
There's your ball.
And I think it's that basically the test chamber thing in the middle is what you're going for. Or that in the top center, there's like that kind of elevator thing. I think you're trying to whack that. Well, actually, no. It's the blinky ramps. So any of the ramps that has a little blinky thing in front of it. Aww. And if you lose your ball, then usually you have to. It bumps you out of the story or the mission mode.
Lane.
And of course, Gladys is gonna tell you what a failure you are. As she does.
She's so awesome.
I know, right?
I still need to play portal.
Oh my gosh, stop.
Yeah, I haven't played either of them.
Oh
Really?
my goodness.
Yeah.
Start with the first one. It's like 2 hours. It's amazing.
I've heard.
I guess we're gonna have to do Let's
Oh.
Plays on these
Oh,
also.
nice.
Dang it.
You got it in there.
Nice.
You get it? Oh! Nice. Good one. You got the second ball flipper.
There we go. It's cool.
And yeah, once you open up the test chamber, then it puts you into mission mode.
Nice.
But now they have like the tournaments on it. They'll pick like every week. There'll be like maybe 2 or 3 different tables that they'll have sanctioned tournaments on. If you win really well at the top of the sanctioned tournament, you get XP for your your tag and new borders and labels and things for that. But you can also put on like a user created one. So if there's a table you really like, and you're like, shoot, no one's doing a tournament on it this week, you can make your own tournament for it. You can set your own conditions on it, like which mode you want to play on, like one ball mode or survival or 5 minutes, and just kind of host your own tournament for it.
Back out and look at one of the regular. That's really cool. Oh, after you get through here.
Who's...
Single player results.
Alright.
There you go. Not
Leaderboard
bad.
rank 673.
Yeah.
Top 1,000, even though I played it for like 5 minutes.
And I think that might be like the
Hello,
weekly
and
leaderboard too.
again.
You know, that or
Welcome to the Aperture Science.
I don't know.
Game paused. Single
Yeah.
player and hot seat.
They also have a league every week where they have I think 4 different tables.
I
One
kind of
of
want to play
the.
this Back to the Future one.
Oh.
Unfortunately, I don't know that one. Sorry.
Alright, wait,
Do
what's
like
the difference
the
between
Zen-
these
the-
ones and the Zen ones?
Those guys are, I
The
think, the
license-
featured ones. Those are ones that are showing are on the league this week. And I only own 2 out of the 4. Now, obviously, it encourages you to buy more tables because if you own more, you can, play more of them and get a
Participate
higher
more in the league,
total
right.
score. But you don't have to. In
Oh,
fact,
gosh,
you
try
can only
the
own a
Earth
couple.
Defense. I want to see the Earth Defense.
Earth Defense is pretty
Is
good.
it locked?
No, it's good.
What is the gold
No,
thing on it?
kind of wanted to do this one because
Okay.
Adventureland is the one theme park that we had in Iowa.
Oh,
There
there
you
you go.
go. Well,
Do
try it.
Adventureland. Yeah, go ahead. Fire away.
Single player and hot seat.
This is a pretty good one. This is actually one, and they do this every now and then. They gave it away for free. I think for the first week they dropped their original tables, or at least with this one and the Zeus one. It was free when I logged in, and then after that they started selling it. And I think the deal is they wanted to get enough users to have it, to kind of get that critical mass so they could put it into the tournament rotation.
Right.
Because if not a lot of people have it, then no one's going to be able to play the tournament for it. So it also encourages you to log on regularly and check if there's any free tables. They're pretty uncommon, but I mean, so far I think I've picked up maybe...
half dozen or so?
Yeah, I want to say like 4 or 6 that were free. If you download the game, which is free, the framework for it, it does come with one free table, which is the Ghost House. It's a pretty good one. It's one of the original ones. It's pretty good. In fact, all of their original tables are really solid. So it's not like only the licensed tables are fun. The original ones are very well put together.
Yeah, because it's not just... I wanted to show that there is more than just video games. We happen to be that sort of niche, but they offer a ton of fun. Those Marvel tables are really amazing too.
Oh, they really are.
They are just like that Thor table is like what?
And the Star Wars ones are great.
Yeah,
one of my personal favorites is the Star Wars Rebels table. Because
oh my goodness, right?
A, I like the show, and B, the table is just really good. So.
And it helps if you know the characters from the show. Those hands over there are weird.
This table's got a lot of lights.
There's a lot of stuff going on. This is a very busy table, which is kind of sticks with the theme park theme, but it also makes it kind of tricky. There's several elements of this that I never quite mastered.
Those hands.
And honestly, I need to spend more time with it. Well, hey, see if you can get the hands figured out, because supposedly that's tied to the trophy for this one. It's if you get the hands to save you 3 times each or something like that, you get a trophy. I was never able to make that pan out.
No.
There you go.
The coasters are extended.
What was that?
It's around the bottom loop.
That is crazy.
A few of the tables have those. Some of them also have inverted subboards, so like they'll have like a little mini board that drops it to, and like either it'll be backwards where the ball kind of falls up, or it'll be reflected, kind of like the like they've done before in real tables.
Wow, that's like a roller coaster. Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
that is
was-
so awesome.
that was cool.
The attention to detail in this is really great.
Yes,
You'll notice
that's
that
the thing. I
that
mean,
roller coaster ramp right there is wood. It's like a wooden roller coaster.
Yeah,
So
I mean, the Ferris. I mean, for those who are not in the middle of playing the game, there's a Ferris wheel on the side. There's another ride going, like a little track ride going around on either side. There's a slushy machine on the left. There's a cotton candy maker over on the right. I mean, it's really.
I believe you also have the option to like pause the game and kind of move the camera around to check out the entire table, so you're not.
That's cool.
So you can
don't
look
have
to see, like, if there's something you can't see right off, you can kind of pause it and go check it out, ultimately. Oh, and every single table has a really comprehensive guide to all of the features of that table built into it in the software documentation, which is, you know, one thing it's like, oh, who's going to mess with that? But when you're trying to, like, ring out the score or figure out, like, some of the missions,
Yeah, that's cool.
it's really good to have.
That's
yeah.
really cool.
It tells you exactly what you're shooting for and what you need to do to get it.
I really like the slushy machine on the side.
I know. I mean, how fun is that?
I didn't even
Oh,
notice it's
Slush
like-
Dog.
Woo! That's
Yep.
awesome.
It's a spinner. And yeah, if you like mash the bumpers and it goes kind of nuts and you get lots of points.
The coasters are extended.
Oh, sorry. If you get back in there, you
The
know.
Sky Eye is
Ooh, hey.
ready to fly.
Oh, it's this
What? Oh
guy.
my gosh, that's awesome. What?
I think he's the multi-ball. You can kind of load his arms up with balls.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Woo!
Oh, and if you want to try something else out, when you think you're about to get a lot of points, like right when you launch into a ramp or something like that, try holding on the triangle button. I've got a modifier that gives you a couple seconds of score doubling. So if you're like about to nail a jackpot and you hold that down, suddenly it's all doubled. It's one of the little perks that you can unlock.
That's super cool. Oh!
Other kind of the active perks that you can do with the triangle button are you can slow down time, or on one of them you can actually wind back time by a few seconds. So if it drops down the drain
Is it 7
because you just missed something, you can like, no, it's not the Omega 13. You can like kind of like fix a mistake.
Alright, I like this game.
And there you go. Check it out. It's free. Why not? Grab a table.
Yeah.
And or you could get the Back to the Future table and
See,
check
you can,
that out.
Yeah.
You can pick that one up.
I think
Play
that
it
might
to your
need to
heart's
happen.
content. If you buy no other table, at least grab your Back to the Future.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if I'm gonna do that, I might as well get the pack.
Yeah,
Right.
well, yeah,
Well,
it comes with all
absolutely.
three. You basically have to buy them all three. And generally the tables are, I think it's like, they're generally, I think, $3 or $4 each for the licensed ones where they're not on sale. And if you can catch a sale, you get them for half that. And the unlicensed tables, their originals, are usually, I think, like $2 to $3 a piece in packs. So, yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, a lot of those Marvel tables, they had a sale going on. You were able to pick up 2, 3 in a pack, and
I went to
That's
WeChat Bonkers that week, yeah.
that's fine. I was like, buy it all.
I probably could. Now I'm thinking I wish I had, because some of those look really fun.
And
Well-
there's
Solo
even,
tables.
There's even a Venom table.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's
They
it.
get
It's-
pretty esoteric.
it's-
Like the Moon Knight table, I learned more about Moon Knight playing that table than I actually knew ever. So, also, I want
Fear
them.
itself.
Yep.
Is that a movie that's gonna
What
come
is
out in
that?
like?
Well, it's actually the
2020?
Asgard. It's part of the Asgard like a storyline they had for Marvel that I think involved a lot to do with Thor, and I believe it actually tied elements of Thor Ragnarok to it.
Oh,
A lot of these, like Planet Hulk, also showed up in
Right,
kind of in
Ragnarok,
form
yeah.
in Thor Ragnarok too. So, Infinity Gauntlet, obviously. All the Marvel tables, it's worth mentioning, or almost all of them are based on. Most of them are based on the comics, not the movies. Okay, so with the exception
you're
of the
looking at-
Avengers
right.
and I think like Ant-Man or maybe a couple others, like Guardian, like some of the more recent ones were actually based on movies.
So pretty much the ones that actually have like the little Marvel thing underneath where it says Big Marvel.
There you
those
go.
are the ones that are based on movies.
Yeah, that's fair. That's entirely accurate. The rest of them are based on comics, so don't expect them to have the right voice actors. But again, top quality production either way. So
It was a blade table.
yeah,
That's all right.
it's
I mean,
fun.
that's
It's
the
Blade.
thing. It's just got so much fun.
Well, there you go. That's Pinball FX3. If you get a chance, check it out. It's an awesome game
And free, basically.
and free. Yeah. So
And if nothing else, give it a try and see. Maybe you too really like video pinball and didn't know it.
yeah. I think what is it? Sorcerer's Lair. That's the free table you get if you download it. And maybe you can score another free
Table.
table if they as they drop them.
And like I said, keep an eye out for the sales because they're super fun too. You can pick up the whole slew of tables then too.
Absolutely, yeah, they're frequently on sale, so it's a great pickup if you get a chance.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Thanks for joining us.
See you next time.
Bye.